Hello YouTube. Yeah, so I don't know about you. I really like dark chocolate. I do like milk chocolate. I do like white chocolate. But I really like dark chocolate. It's one of my favourite ways to end the meal. Have a bit of dark chocolate, or as a snack with a cup of tea, or with I actually think it goes well with a spirit, a bit of whiskey, a bit of rum even, something like that. It goes well with. But I just like dark chocolate. There's so many different flavours you can get. It's so popular nowadays. There's so much choice in the shops. Years ago, it was seen more as a sort of a luxury type of chocolate, and it wasn't so mainstream. But now it's really mainstream, and it's really popular. And probably partly thanks to companies like Green and Blacks, who put so many different types out there, and also partly because you might have read in the news, it's so good for you. It's got so many benefits. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but if you do like dark chocolate, keep at it because it is really good for you. It's got lots of good benefits for you. It's a very healthy thing to have. But I really like the taste as well, and I like the bitter stuff as well. I actually like it when it gets really high percentage. I think the highest percentage I've had is 95. Yeah, there's a company from Lind, if that's how you pronounce it. You know, the one with the bunny, is it Lint? However you say it, you know the one I mean, probably, with the gold writing. Yeah, they do a 95%, but I've had that and I like it. However, I heard on the internet, and I've seen on the internet, they do a 99% bar, but apparently it's very hard to find, and I haven't seen it in the shops. So anyway, I looked in the local Sainsbury's and looked in their chocolate section and I didn't find it. But I was surprised to find I managed to go one better and found 100% bar. Now I've never had 100%, as I say, I'm only got up to 95%. Maybe this would be too strong for me, I don't know. But I was really pleased when I saw this because I thought, it should be fun to try. I love dark chocolate, but will 100% be too much? So it's from a company called Montezuma's. Dark chocolate, absolutely black, 100% cocaine. Now I noticed they had other ones that weren't quite 100%, or I think they might have been 100%, but they had other flavours mixed in with them, like take hint of orange or something. But still made with 100% cocoa beans. So I went with the plain one to try first, just the chocolate and nothing else. So if you look on the back, the ingredients, they do stay 100% cocoa mass, nothing else, 100% cocoa solids. There's a message from Simon Patterson, who I assume is the co-founder of the company. Yes, that's correct, 'cause that's what it says. And his quote is, "For that dramatic cocoa hit, don't say we didn't warn you." Oh, so that trying to like sort of build it up a bit as being powerful stuff. Well, I will see. I'll try a very small chunk first in case it is, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I'm expecting it to be very, very bitter. I don't know if I will like it. Maybe it'll be too bitter. Maybe I've sort of found my limit, but I'll find out. I am on stand with some sparkling water because I thought if it is too bitter, that might help take the edge of it a bit. Some people recommended trying it with a coffee, a very strong coffee. Maybe that is also a way to go to sort of counteract the bitterness a bit with another form of bitterness. Excuse me, but I thought it was a good idea to just clear my palate completely before trying it, so I get the best sort of taste for it. Now this is going to be a bit tricky to try because I'm holding my phone with one hand whilst I've got to somehow try this. Now the reason for that is because I'm in my new place and I haven't yet been able to set up cameras or sort out lighting, so if the lighting's not great, sorry about that, I've just got like a simple spotlight for the moment. Sort of sort that out as and when I get settled. I'm going to try and undo it with one hand and then sort of break it with one hand, and I'll sort of try and show you as I do it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to reverse. Oh no, we can't reverse camera. Oh, there it is. I'm just trying to find an angle for you. Hello. Yeah, there we are. I'm going to sort of do a side angle. Hello, it's me. Still there. Right. Let's see if we can undo it with one hand. The reason why I'm trying to do it all in one take again is just because I'm having to do it with my phone for the moment. This should be fun. Right. Let's see how we can get in here with one hand. What can I talk to you about whilst I make a fool of myself trying to undo this with one hand? Oh, I've got nothing. I just want to try this chocolate, sorry. By the way, it's 100 grams bar. I'm guessing it's quite thick, thick squares, because you know, for example, green and blacks, do like my green and blacks, but it is not so thick often. Oh yeah, you didn't actually look at nutritious content out of interest. So it's got very little salt. We've got like per 100 grams, you've got 0.02 grams. Some fibre, some protein, but sugar is 0.5 because obviously it must just be natural occurring sugars because it's supposed to be only the cocoa solids. It's free from gluten, soya, colourings, preservative and GM. May contain traces of dairy nuts, peanuts and sesame seeds. Yeah, so it really is a pure stuff. I'm guessing, I would have thought then this is kind of how having the cocoa bean raw tastes like, and obviously had that, but I'm guessing that's how it tastes. But obviously this has gone through a process, so though it shows, no, it's the raw cocoa solids, it has gone through a process, so maybe that's affected the taste. I'm really going to mess up opening this, but it's okay because I just have to do it with one hand for now. Oh, it's got very nice, I'll show you in a sec, it's got very nice wrapper under the nice sort of hard presentation. That was fun, go away. Right, there we are, that's nice, isn't it? Like, I was expecting it to be gold, and sort of Willy Wonka gold. Oh, by the way, this was £2.50 in Sainsbury's, which I think is not a bad price, because it's 100%, let's be honest, you're not going to probably want to eat too much in one go. It's probably going to be about 1 square's enough, so it should comfortably last you a week or more. I don't know how much I'm going to eat. Oh no, undoing this is going to be difficult with one hand, but again, you know, it's part of the thing. Oh look, open quite well. Oh no, it's not quite as thick as I thought. I can't wait to see the colour, because I've never seen how dark 100% is. Let's see if the light does it justice. Light's not great, it's almost not as dark as I was expecting it to be. Because I swear, now there must be something in the process to how it's made, because I swear that I've seen lower content chocolate, maybe like 90%, and it's been darker than that, it's been more black. Is this just a light? No, maybe it is black, I don't know, I think the light's not doing it justice. It's a very dark brown still, or black? You decide that for yourself, so it's not doing great justice there. Right, never mind the colour, it's the taste, that's the thing. Let's get this whole bar out with one hand. Just a minute, I'm going to shoot. I'll use the other hand, sorry. Oh look, that's nice, it's got a design on it, it's not quite just squares with their M logo. Right, let's try and break a bit, let's try and break a square. Oh, not quite 100% successfully, there we go. Right. Obviously, as you'd expect, you can very, very, very rich. Oh, it's quite not as strong as I was expecting to smell. It's often dark chocolate they use vanilla with it, and of course, you know, this won't have the vanilla. It will just have the cocoa solids itself. So I don't know if that means that's why it's going to be a lot more bitter, but it doesn't smell too strong. Right, let's try one square. I doubt one square is going to finish me off. Let's try. Okay. Sorry for talking my mouth full. I'm trying to describe what I'm tasting. Okay. I'm reserving judgment in case there's a hit at the end. Wow. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, in fairness, people can take different amounts of bitterness. So some people might find that too bitter. If you normally find dark chocolate too bitter, don't even bother with it, because that is as strong as you can get. But I think because maybe I've come quite accustomed to dark chocolate, it's not too bitter at all. In fact, I thought it was lovely because I'm tasting the pure product. Right. When you start with it, it's really mild. I found it, I was surprised. I thought, is this really 100%? I can't believe it. Then, it's almost like a little crackle in it. I don't know if that's hard to describe, that little crackle when you're eating it. I don't know if that's just because, or maybe it's from the bean or something. I'm not sure, but a little bit of texture. But it's very smooth. It's a very well made chocolate. It tastes very nice. You know, I can taste in the back of my throat still the bitterness, but it's not horrible at all. It's not strong, it's not overpowering for me. And when I got the initial bitterness that came after a few seconds, yeah, it's fine. Do you know what? It's like if you have a coffee with no milk on it. You've made it quite strong when you have no milk in it. for me, that was not a problem at all. I'll happily eat a few squares of that, and it's not going to be too bitter. I'll eat about the normal amount I would a couple of squares of any dark chocolate. That's just really not too bitter. Let's just try another bit, just in case, I don't know, I missed something. I know only a small square as well, and it's quite thick, but it's not too thick. I still think that would, I still expect it to be darker, but I can see it is pretty dark actually. As I say, the light in here is not doing it justice. So yeah, good smell. Right. Tasted more bit this time, but I think that's because I've gone straight in after another bite. But still nice. Reminds me so much of coffee, dark chocolate this much, it really does. So that's the cocoa. Yeah. It's intense, definitely. I really like it though. I'll buy this again, definitely. I think that'd be lovely with a good coffee. Really nice with a good coffee. Well, if you could use that in cooking, make a very rich, what are those square cakes called? I know it's not very descriptive, but maybe a dark brownie or something along those lines, or a coffee cake. That could be a great ingredient. Obviously, you won't want too much of it, so it's not too rich, but there's a slight richness for it. Richness for it. If you used a little bit of that, it could be lovely. That is really, really nice. So the verdict is, if you don't like dark chocolate, leave it. You know, that's as dark as you can get. It's bitter, you know, but for me, that's lovely. I'm going to eat some more of that. Okay, well there you go. There's a little bit of a taste test for you. Now I am in my new place. Expect many more videos over the coming days, weeks, updates, what's been happening, that kind of stuff, podcasts, and yeah, well, I won't talk too much. I'll let you see what happens next. God, I was going to think I needed this on hand straight away after eating it. I thought it was going to be that strong, but I don't need to. I want to actually keep the flavour in my mouth. So that's my verdict for me. It's lovely. Good stuff.